Welcome back to the channel. This is Radio Jonesy, and in this video let's talk about the avoiding people and why we avoid people. And it's all about just being fine within yourself, having enough energy and resources and mindset to put yourself forward, and you can't pour a drink from an empty cup is an old saying, and that's right. So if you're not there mentally, physically, and emotionally, you don't need to be there. You just got to do your own thing at your own pace in your own time. And when that phone rings and you don't answer it, and then you sort of feel the guilt of not answering it, it's probably best know the boundaries. Like, you answer the phone, you say, hey, I can't talk tonight. Or if someone's trying to get you to go out somewhere, you can say, hey, I can't make it tonight, I just need to rest. Or I'll reply to you later. If it's a text message, you can just text them back, I'll reply to you later, I just need some offline time. And that's it. That's all you need to say. And that is a pretty nice way of telling somebody that, hey, give me space, give me time, I just don't want to be there. So when people say to you, avoiding people, you're a strange person, you're a weirdo, you're a recluse, well, you're not. You're just looking after number one, and that's probably the main thing in life. And who else is going to look after number one if you don't? And you can look from the outside looking in. You can actually see these things happening. They're signs. They're signs you need a break. And the signs can be like you feel drained after small talk. You start resenting people that you usually like. You're easily irritated by things, or you're anxious in social settings. Like, these are the times you really got to take stock of who you are. Get your alone time, recharge your batteries, because get your avoiding people mojo on, and look after the me time, and do what you like to do, when you like to do it, and how you like to do it. Things like, shopping early in the morning, where there's no crowds, or late in the afternoon, or that golden hour before schools get out and workers knock off work. There's usually a good time in that late afternoon to get out there, and before all the mums that have just picked the kids up from school, they all turn up at the shops. If you work your little local area out, you can sort of work out these down times, and these are the times to get out and about and do the things you need to do when you're trying to avoid people. And it's not a bad thing, avoiding people. Like, questions I've been asked, how do you avoid people in a healthy way? And it's a really, really strange question when you sit down and think about it, because it's not that unhealthy. And I'm sitting here with my anxious little dog. But, communicating briefly and honestly, how to avoid people the healthy way. I just wrote some bullet points down, and it's communicating briefly with and honestly. And you don't need long explanations, like, you just need to say, this is it, this is how it's going, and this is what it is. Yeah, you can, I've done this before, you can delay your responses instead of, ghosting around it. Like, if someone asks you for something, you can just put it off until the time is right, like, these are sort of the healthy ways to avoid people. You can use the do not disturb sign. or screen limits sometimes, you know, like you don't have to be on social media all the time. You don't have to be where people expect you to be all the time. You got to start doing time for you. And these are sort of the healthier ways of the avoidance. You know, obviously schedule alone time. Now that is a big one, you know, when you can just schedule time. It's just, you know what, for whatever reason, either your partner is at work or if you're off work at a certain time and you're at home, you know, and it's the downtime. And the downtime is healthy, it's relaxing, it's distressing. It gives you all the energy back so you can physically give yourself the time to, it's not to heal, but it's to power, you know. Give yourself the time to power up and recharge the energy, recharge the soul, and to get, you know, like reality is you're going to have to get out there and fight the fight with the traffic or with the work cycle or with the shopping or whatever it is, you know. But if you can commit a certain time to be the me time, you know, like where you might have a room, a studio, a man cave, a she shed, whatever it is, you know, a sewing room, whatever it is. Even if it's the lounge room and watching the TV, where it's your favourite show, or it's your you want to chill out and watch the news and current affairs, which some people enjoy that. But just remember, you know, protecting your energy is a form of self-care. Normalize taking space, and when you normalize it, you think about it this way: distance doesn't mean disinterest, and that's how it is. You don't have to be in everybody's pocket everywhere where everyone is. You know, you can encourage reflection. You know, like you can ask yourself, am I avoiding people or am I recharging? And that is the point. That is why I like the avoiding people sort of lifestyle. You know when you're around a crowd of people, it just drags you down. Like whether it's somebody else's problem, someone else telling you this to do that, or their problems are just dragging you back down when you just want to be flying high with the eagles, you know, like. So just ask yourself, am I avoiding people or am I recharging? So the avoidance is the recharging. Well, that's the way I feel. Tell me what you think in the comments, you know, and protect your peace, because the right people will understand. And that's the truth. So you'll find out who your true friends are when you go back into your safe space and you just do your thing your way. Your true friends will stand out, and the hangers-on will just float away and hang on somewhere else. Hey, this is Radio Jonesy. These are just a few talking points, the way I feel about the avoiding people genre. Tell me what you think in the comments. Hey, check out one of these videos. They'll be up here somewhere. And until we meet again in the next video, this is Radio Jonesy. Ciao.
Hi, I'm Jordan from Boat Harbour, and the best thing to do when you get home from a long day at work, switch on the tally, put on some Radio Jonesy.